Bienvenue au Festival Montréal Baroque 2021. Welcome to the Montreal Baroque Festival 2021. We're presenting a masterclass, a singing masterclass, un cours de maître de chant avec le merveilleux baryton, prix Métis, Jonathon Adams.
Hello.
Et au clavecin, Christophe Gauthier. And we will start with Matthew Muggeridge.
Beautiful, Matthew. So gorgeous, so nice to hear you. Could we go back to the recit first? Can you tell us a little bit about the recit and where we are in the Passion?
Yeah, so we've just had a scene of a woman who's come to Jesus, and she's offered to anoint him with some holy oil. And the disciples don't like this because they feel like it's a bit of a waste of the oil.
Right.
So they end up quarreling among themselves.
Right. Yeah.
And so I'm kind of commenting on this, of these quarrelsome disciples. That's how I kind of feel the affect of this
Yeah.
recit is, and kind of how that relates to the preparation of the burial of Jesus.
Right. So it's foreshadowing the crucifixion. And can you just say in your own, in English, in your own language, the first 2 lines of text for us?
My dearest Savior, when the disciples foolishly quarreled, this woman sought with ointment to anoint your body.
Right. Okay. And this fromme Weib, yeah, mit Salben deiner Leib. Okay. What I want to try and find is really different colors based on the words, based on the affect, and what we're referencing. So I love that you know where we are in the Passion, and that's great. So we're in actually the house of Simon the leper, and so there's already this feeling of tension probably amongst everybody else. It's a place where maybe some of the disciples don't think Jesus should be at all. So I would love to feel that there's moments of angst and of tension, and then also very sweet moments. Du lieber Heiland, du. It's very simple, but so lasse mir inzwischen zu von meiner Augen Tränen fließen. It's very, it's kind of wrought. So yeah, why don't we try it again, and we can work through some of those choices.
Sure.
Yeah.
Du lieber Heiland, du, wenn deine Junge töricht streiten.
Great. Okay. So sorry to stop you. I think it was beautiful beginning. I think it needs a little more preparation because I hear a little bit. I'm not sure if it's just the mask or if it's do.
Sure.
So can I just give an example once? Du lieber Heiland, du. Yeah. So it's just already everything's sort of prepared. Yeah. Beautiful. So I think I loved the color choice of describing this fromme Weib. Wenn deine Jünger, also fine, wenn deine Jünger töricht streiten. So I would töricht streiten. It's a lot of consonants to get through. I also wonder on streiten, which means the quarreling, right? So that I think it needs a different color. And maybe it could be with a straight tone, or it could even just be with a different placement. The beginning, I think. So why is it du lieber Heiland, du? Why do you think that Bach made that rhetorical choice?
Maybe it could be in reference to the fact that we're talking a lot about the disciples. So. And their relationship to him is du.
Yes,
the formal relationship.
Exactly. There's something sort of honoring and holding up. Du lieber Heiland, du. So instead of du lieber Heiland, du, perhaps it's something more tender. I don't know. You can du lieber Heiland, du. Something to play with. Yeah. One more time. Great. And so the Salben is the ointment or is the myrrh or whatever it is. Mit Salben deinen Leib. I think can be more color to be found there because we're about to go into the grave.
Yeah.
and that should then be really contrasted. So one more time from Das dieses fromme Weib.
Das dieses fromme Weib mit Salben deinen Leib zum Grabe will bereiten, so lasse mir inzwischen zu von meinen Augen Tränen fließen, ein Wasser auf dein Haupt zu gießen.
Great, yeah. So I think that there can be more movement. So from the beginning, the first moment to have, how do you say, a melismatic treatment or figure is on Grabe,
Sure.
and then lasse mir inzwischen zu. It's the first time we have 16th notes other than the Grabe. So I think that means we have to follow Bach's lead rhetorically and find some reason for that.
Yeah.
Zum Grabe will bereiten, so lasse mir inzwischen zu, von meiner Augen Tränen fließen. Also, just make sure that it's a good double S on fließen.
Sure.
And then you're taking the breath there, which is great. Ein Wasser auf dein Haupt zu gießen. And so you can shorten it as you're sort of doing gießen to make it more parlando. I like it.
Yeah.
I think, changing the rhythm because you have the flutes in 16ths above you is a little bit tricky, though.
Exactly,
Yeah. So one more time from Zum Grabe, please.
Zum Grabe will bereiten, so lasse mir inzwischen zu, von meinen Augen Tränen fließen, ein Wasser auf dein Haupt zu gießen.
Great. So one of the things that I think when we have like a long sentence, like von meiner Augen Tränen fließen, ein Wasser auf dein Haupt zu gießen. I even did it. I gave away myself, but I think we're going towards Haupt,
Haupt,
right? So then we can emphasize that word dynamically, but also through the kind of ornamentation we use.
Sure.
So what does that sentence mean?
So in my eyes, I have a flood of tears,
Yeah.
and that water is going to be used to anoint the head of Jesus.
Yes, the Haupt is the head. Yeah. So one of the things that I think if we choose to go auf dein Haupt zu gießen, then it's a bit smooth. I think the head, one of the foreshadowing things we can do that's kind of cool is like to think of the crown of thorns. So I would try, can we go from von meiner, Christoph? Von meiner Augen, am I in the right key?
Sorry, I don't find it.
Von meiner Augen, von meiner Augen Tränen fließen, ein Wasser auf dein Haupt zu gießen. As an example, so maybe a slightly more rigorous trill, maybe faster, maybe more separated, more glottally separated. It's up to you. It's just a suggestion.
Thorn-like.
Yeah, some thorniness. Great. Let's do that from Zum Grabe one more time, and then move on to the aria.
Zum Grabe
Okay, and can I just have the bar before Bus und Treu, before he comes in?
Bus und Treu, Bus und Treu, knirscht das Sündenherzensgrab.
Beautiful. Oh, such. I mean, I actually have very little to say about the aria because that's why I wanted to spend some time on the rest of it. Bus und Treu, Bus und Treu, knirscht das Sündenherzenzweig. I think that there's more different colors you can make with it. You're doing a gorgeous legato, and it's in a very appropriate style to this repertoire. I would just say, do it one more time and go 50% further with affect.
Sure.
Yeah.
Bus und Treu, Bus und Treu, knirscht das Sündenherzensgrab.
Great. Can we skip now to bar 68, right before Dusty Tropfen?
Yes.
Yeah.
So one bar before.
Yeah.
Dass die Tropfen meine Zähren angenehme Spritzerei
Beautiful. I would love, because we have this repeated 4-note 16th figure, to find some different colors, because
Sure.
the flutes are sort of doing this over top of you the whole time. Das die Tropfen. It doesn't have to be that. It could be meine Zähren. Yeah, just try something a little bit different. Yeah.
Dass die Tropfen meine Zähren angenehme Spritzerei Dass die Tropfen meiner Zähren angenehme
Yeah, beautiful. So just on the top E there in 86, I heard a little bit of this preparation again.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
we all do it sometimes just to make sure it's safe, but
Yeah.
but you don't need it because that's the money region of your voice.
Yeah.
Meiner Zähren angenehme Spezerei, treuer Jesu, you did beautifully, dir gebären. I would just, in going ahead, because you're going to be singing this your whole life and very busily, I'm sure, I would try and just find more colors. You know,
Yeah.
when I was listening to Damien Guillon before this and a recording with Suzuki, just in preparation, I was amazed by the similarity actually in how beautiful he's able to keep the sound just like you're doing all the time, but with a very clear intensity of text.
Yeah.
And there's like a lot of very clear choices rhetorically that are made. So I just encourage that, and thank you so
Awesome.
much. Beautiful.
Yeah, thank you for your time.
Thank you.
And I'd like to introduce Leah Weitzner, our next guest.
Hi, I will be singing the Rasa and Aria, Ach, diese süße Trost, und ich wünschte mir den Tod, from Selig ist der Mann.
Wonderful.
Ach, diese Trost, kriegt auf mir mein Herz, das sonst jedoch und Schmerz sein ewig Leiden findet und sich als wie ein Wurm in seinem Blute windet. Ich muss als wie ein Schaf bei tausend trauen Wölfen leben. Ich bin ein recht verlassenes Lamm und muss mit ihrem Wort und Grausamkeit ergeben. Was Salben dort betraf, erpresset mir auf diese Tränenflut. Ach Jesu, wusst ich hier nicht Trost von dir, so muss Mut und Herz brechen und volle Trauer sprechen.
Beautiful. Do you want to work a little bit on the recit first?
Sure.
And then we can move on to the aria? Such a rich, amazing recit. It's just incredible. And your voice is also incredible, but you already knew I thought that. Can you just tell us a little bit about who the character is, some stuff about the cantata and what you're saying?
So basically, this is kind of it's a near proximity of an opera with a kind of about Jesus and anima, the soul, and this recit is kind of, I find a lot of emotion, contrasting emotions. Comfort, sorrow, cruelty, and tears, and just it also brings into the aria of if like I wish to die, like if Jesus didn't love me, and you were the if you were the cause of my sadness, I would suffer more than the pains
Right.
of hell.
Yes, yeah. Und voller, yes, where is that? Where is the pains of hell?
And so hätte ich mir als Hölle not.
Yeah, okay.
And it also, the text refers also to the martyrs of the Old and New Testaments.
Right, yeah. Yeah, specifically Abel.
Yes.
And it doesn't mention Cain, but it does mention the wolves. So that's very interesting. Okay, great. Could we just try it one more time from the beginning and we'll just work it a little bit?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool.
Ach, diese süße Trost, kriegt auf mir mein Herz.
Great. Okay, can I just ask, I think you chose such a beautiful color for that happy ach. Ach, dieser süße Trost. It's very comforted. Quickt auch mir mein Herz, das sonst ihn ach und Schmerz. So it turns very quickly to bitterness. So I would just love, I think we use in this era the notation of the recits as a guide, mostly, especially because you don't have like a very dense, or the harmonic rhythm isn't too fast. So I would say, ach, dieser süße Trost, quickt auch mir mein Herz, das sonst ihn ach und Schmerz. Let's just try that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Ach, diese süße Trost, kriegt auf mir mein Herz, das sonst in Ach und Schmerz sein ewig Leiden findet und sich als wie ein Wurm.
Yeah, great. Oh my gosh, I love this. Und sich als wie ein Wurm. It's so great. It's amazing. Purcell in Lord, What is Man also refers to man as a worm. And it's just such a juicy image. Okay, so I think everything was successful except I'd like for erquickt to be quicker.
Okay.
So it's this reviving
Refresh.
resurgence, right? Das sonst in Ach und Schmerz was beautiful. You could do a appoggiatura there, I think it would be appropriate. Sein ewig Leiden findet und sich als wie ein Wurm in seinen Blute windet. And what do you think about a trill? So the opposite type of trill that we were talking about, the thorny crown, but maybe like a sort of juicy, wormy, blood-like trill.
Ooh.
Yeah, okay.
Okay.
So that's a lot of information. Try it one more time from the beginning and give me those really big contrasts.
Okay.
Yeah.
Ach, diese süße Trost, quält auf mir mein Herz, das sonst in Ach und Schmerz sein ewig Leiden findet und sich als wie ein Wurm in seinem Blute
I see. Okay.
Sein Blute windet. So,
I see.
something
Okay.
like that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If you like it, you don't have to do it.
I'm totally down to try it.
Okay,
Yeah.
cool. Do you want to go from und sich als wie ein Wurm?
Okay.
und sich als wie ein Wurm in seinem Blute windet.
Gorgeous. Yeah, continue.
Ich muss als wie ein Schaf bei 1000 trauen Wölfen leben. Ich bin ein recht verlassenes Lamm.
Okay, great. Sorry to keep interrupting, but this is so packed full of message. So, ich muss als wie ein Schaf bei 1000 rauen Wölfen leben. So it's 1,000 wolves. I mean, I love these. It's magic realism. It's like these exaggerated, hellish pictures that Bach's painting. So tempo-wise, the way you would feel your heartbeat start to quicken as you see 1,000 little eyes. I want to feel that.
Okay.
Ich bin ein recht verlassenes Lamm. You know, so it is again about finding that yin and yang, that sort of shadow versus light. And in this case, the shadow is the wolf, and the light, although a sort of pathetic one, is the lamb, and it's you. So yeah, let me feel that. Okay, so ich muss als wie ein Schaf.
Ich muss als wie ein Schaf bei 1000 trauen Wölfen leben. Ich bin ein recht verlassenes Lamm und muss mit ihrer Wut und Grausamkeit ergeben.
Yeah, beautiful. Und muss mich ihrer Wut und Grausamkeit ergeben. Yeah, I think it's actually a really great suggestion of how to sing it. So one more time from und muss.
Und muss...
Sorry, I was ich muss.
Oh, sorry. Yes, go from ich muss. That makes sense. Yeah.
Ich muss als wie ein Schaf bei 1000 trauen Wölfen leben. Ich bin ein recht verlassenes Lamm und muss mit ihrer Wut und Grausamkeit ergeben.
Perfect.
Was Salben dort betrifft, erpresset mir auch diese Tränenflut. Ach Jesu, wuss ich hier nicht Trost von dir, so muss Mut und Herze brechen und volle Trauer sprechen.
Gorgeous. Let's just to save a little bit of time, let's do three bars. Yeah. beautiful. Could we just work on that little bit for now? So it's just because it's such a long aria. Not because I want to stop you, because it's so beautiful. I just wanted to say, I love how much control you have between this free silvery vibrato that you can use and that sort of straightened out thing that you do, which is just beautiful, and it's really appropriate and necessary, I think. One word, because it's an important word, that I would say it has to be more of a closed E in Jesu. And so not Jesu, Jesu. It's quite a closed one in German. Yeah, tell me about this. Tell me, like, what do you want to say with this?
I'm finding that I guess I've just been wanting to try to find different ways to express the hope, the fear, the pity, and the longing that I kind of got from the recit. Yeah. And I kind of want to find different ways to translate it in the different repetitions, I guess, of this text. Yeah. That's kind of the four emotions that I was kind of grounding in this one.
That's beautiful. I mean, it's like life. I feel like we have often four different emotions. It's funny you say that, because as a Indigenous person, I'm almost always thinking of how my life relates to the medicine wheel and the four vectors of both the seasons and of how my spirit is resonating on whatever situation, whatever day. So that's very interesting. I think because there are different sections in the piece, it's useful to give a section one of those emotions. So to not try and take too much of a sharp turn within the section, because that's what the recit is for those like extremes, whereas this is kind of like when the harmony changes, or when there's a new text, that's a moment to do it. But in the repetitions, I would say try and find a way to deepen whatever emotion you've already assigned to that section, if that makes sense. Yeah. So let's just try with that in mind, from 21. Maybe the bar before. Yeah.
Ich wünsche mir den Tod, ich wünsche mir den Tod. Ich wünsche mir den Tod, den Tod. Ich wünsche mir den Tod, den Tod.
Wait longer. Sorry, I was trying to, with a very weird, in a weird way, I was trying to tell you to wait longer. But that was so fabulous. That was exactly, it deepened, it changed, but it still remained in the same affect. Did it feel good?
Yes.
Yeah.
It felt like it had more direction.
More direction, and I think vocally you were even more in control.
Yeah, it felt definitely more consistent.
Yeah, beautiful. Okay, so one more time from the pickup to 31. Den Tod, den Tod.
Den Tod, den Tod.
And then wait, and...
Wenn du mein Jesu, mir nicht bist, ich wünsche mir den Tod, ich wünsche mir den Tod. Ich wünsche mir den Tod, den Tod.
beautiful. I think, I mean, that really solved a lot of the things that I was maybe going to comment on, because I feel like you've assigned a really strong emotion to each different section. And I just love the vulnerability of that E flat major, the Wenn du mein Jesu mich nicht liebtest. So beautiful. I would say, ich wünschte mir den Tod. And especially with the mask on, we need to go like 20-30% further. So wünschte mir, especially when we're upstairs on the high F sharp.
Okay.
Okay, and then 57, wenn du mein Jesu mich nicht liebtest. I think it's a moment where you're feeling like, I need to call out. Is he here? Is he really here? And we know that, because we know the cantata, that then Jesus comes into the rescue on the horse. In a few moments, but she doesn't know that yet, or they don't know that yet. So can we try once from 52, that bar, and then going into 53?
Sorry. Okay, 52.
One bar after, I guess.
152. Yes. May I have a B flat?
Yeah. Okay. So I think in order to get up there and like to have the effect that you want, I would go even more into the W.
Okay.
Even more V. Ich wünschte mir den Tod.
Okay.
And then you can come back and be a bit Tod, den Tod. But yeah, it's like it's an engine rev technically. Ich wünschte. Yeah, try that. Yeah, I like the ornament on the note. I think this might actually be a nice, and I know it's expected, but nicht liebtest. I mean, it's nice to have a very plangent, sort of pungent appoggiatura. Just a suggestion. I think we're almost out of time, but why don't we do the Ja, wenn du mich once, just from the bar before. That's beautiful. That's very nice. And what is the emotion or what is the affect that you're thinking of in this vector?
I think I'm feeling a little bit of fear in this one.
Yeah. I think so too. And I think it's such an interesting treatment of Hüllennote, because we don't know what's coming. It's the first time it's been said. So hätte ich mir als höchste, who knows what it could be, So hätte ich mir als Hüllennote really drive it home on the note, I think. Can you try that once from So hätte ich mir? beautiful. It's so well prepared and so beautiful. So thank you so much.
Thank you so much for your time.
Thank you.
I really appreciate it, and thank you so much. And now I will present Ellen Torrie.
Hi, Ellen.
Hello. Today I'll be singing two Willie Laws pieces. The first one is Can Beauty Spring? And the second is I'm Sick of Love to the Sycamore. Shall I stop in between?
Yes, yeah, let's work them separately. Yep.
All right. Can beauty spring amid that snow should dwell upon the cheek and brow, when every looker on watch saw afar in each neighboring arm, can coldness dwell upon those paths which thrive not and flame on hearts. 'Tis so, and each of us hath done, that she who was intended one, the second miracle might show, a flame within a bank of snow.
Oh, so beautiful.
Thank you.
Oh, such a gorgeous voice. Can you tell us in contemporary English what this is about?
Sure. So I think it's a clever. I think the point is the cleverness of the poetry, trying to explain a very simple sort of adoration of a lover. So essentially, it's that their cheeks are very white and their complexion is clear, yet their eyes are ablaze with fire. And how could it be possible, this dazzling juxtaposition between the two?
Yeah.
Since that's the subject of many a love song, I think the point is more that it's the cleverness of how it's being said. Maybe
Yeah.
that is what I'm.
The wit,
Yeah.
right?
The wit,
That's
yeah.
very much prized in the period of laws. And we're bringing it back now. Can we go from the beginning one more time?
Sure.
One just slight rhythmic thing. Can beauty spring admit that snow, whatever. It can be spoken as you're doing, but just make sure that spring is that full bar.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thanks. Can beauty spring admit that snow should dwell upon the cheek and brow, when every looker on each saw afar in each neighboring arm?
Beautiful. Okay. So I think because it's a relatively simple piece compared harmonically, let's say, to the Bach that we were working on, one very important thing is because you are driving along with the bass, of course, the harmonic rhythm. And so, can beauty spring admit that snow should dwell upon the cheek and brow? That's beautiful, as you did. When every look upon might spy a fire in each neighboring eye. So I think that to keep that quite strong and to drive it a bit forward is a nice contrast because we're still talking about the fire in each neighboring eye.
Yeah.
Okay,
So push it forward from after fire.
fire in each, and that's a hemiola, right? So
Yeah.
we want to I would love to feel that.
Okay.
And it's not, I wouldn't say it's limp now, but it doesn't feel like it has a strong harmonic drive.
Yeah.
Can we go from when every look?
Sure. When every looker on might spy a fire in
and I don't know that we need to have a writ there. Neighboring eye.
Yeah. Okay.
And you can take the time to end the phrase and place it together with Christoph on I, but maybe not the bar before.
Got it.
I just was thinking about something else. On might spy a fire. Can you give me a little bit more rhetoric there on a fire?
Yeah.
One more time from
And
one
would you
every. Yeah.
like flip the R, or would it be more of a
On fire?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Fire.
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 So it's an R-colored schwa.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you.
mhm.
Yeah. From whenever you look.
Same place, yeah.
When every looker on might spy a fire in each neighboring eye, can coldness dwell upon those parts which thy not enflame all hearts?
Great. That was great. I could tell you were in the moment deciding to bring more color to flame. It needs to be preceded then by the opposite thought. So, can coldness dwell upon those parts which thrive not enflame all hearts?
Okay.
So there's a lot of possibility for stretching, for we don't use the word rubato in the Baroque, but in stretching and playing with the timing in this section, I think, because you have full bars of the same harmony.
Yeah.
Can coldness? Yeah, try it your way. Yeah.
Okay. Oh, sorry. Can coldness dwell upon those parts which burn not enflame all hearts? 'Tis so, and each of us hath done, that she who was intended one, the second miracle might do. A flame within a bank of snow.
Great. Can you, for fun, give me an ornamented cadence at the end and just make one up right now from a flame?
Okay. A flame within a bank of snow.
Okay, A+, that's a good one. Try something else.
So, okay.
Try something more ornamented.
Okay, like just the end cadence?
Can start, but well, I would say that the natural point to start ornamentation would be at the hemiola.
Yeah.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Okay. A flame within a... Oh no. One sec.
Yeah, no problem. Yeah.
I've got it now.
Okay.
A flame within a bank of snow.
Beautiful. Yeah. I think it can just use a little something there.
Okay.
Because I would love, the reason I wanted you to try that, and you did it with that little Seufzer figure that you chose, is that you made the flame. You made the flame in the bank. We're not trying to illustrate the bank of snow necessarily. We're trying to call our lover out and describe them as a flame in a bank of snow, melting us. Beautiful. Okay, let's go on to the next piece.
Okay.
This is I'm Sick of Love,
Yes.
and it's sung to the sycamore.
Indeed. I'm sick of love. Oh, let me lie under your shades to sleep or die. Either is welcome, so here I am. Oh, here my bed, oh, here my grave. Why do ye sigh?
masterpiece, this one.
Yeah.
Working from the back and to the front. It's interesting that it's sung to a sycamore, and then when we think of Jesus on the tree, so that's an interesting reference.
Yes.
What crucifixions are in love? Sorry, wrong pitch, but it's I think to vibrate on that is a little bit pleasant.
Okay.
Yeah. Going back further, I love when there's times to make almost spoken treatments of the sung text. So, why do ye sigh and sob and keep time with the tears that I do weep?
Yeah.
So the end of the sentence, it's sort of you're resigned to your own mourning,
Yeah.
but at the beginning, it's like an illusion. I feel like this could be sort of the beginning of a mad scene, if it was Purcell, for
Yes.
instance. So I just want a little bit more of that strife and of that angst. Either is welcome, so here I have, or here my bed, or here my grave. So that, I think, is a natural decrescendo, and I want to see how quiet you can go.
Okay.
Okay, so let's try it once more from the beginning.
Okay.
I'm sick of love. Oh, let me lie under your shades to sleep or die. Either is welcome, so here I am, or here my bed, or here my grave.
Okay, so we need to start a bit bigger in order to come down.
Okay. From
Either is welcome, so here I have, or here my bed, or here my grave.
okay. From either is welcome.
Yeah, I would say so.
Okay.
Also, I'm not going to ask you to describe what that "oh" means, but we all know that it's this sort of rhetorical, "oh," or it could be a "oh," and I don't feel that there's a strong choice either way.
Okay.
Oh, let me lie under your shades to sleep or die.
Okay.
I think it's a safe choice in this repertoire to leave the cadences bare, but I think that finding ornamentation that means something to you, and indeed it might stay bare. Let's try it one more time and just think about those contrasts a bit more.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm sick of love. Oh, let me lie under your sheets to sleep or die. Either is welcome, so here I have, or here my bed, or here my grave. Why do ye sigh and sob and keep time with the tears that I do weep? Do ye have sense, or do ye prove what crucifixions are in
Great.
love?
Could we try this? That's very beautiful. The entire first section up until grave was perfect. Why do ye sigh and sob? So you use that pickup, and you have to place it together, but it's quite an easy figure to place if you overdot it. And keep time with the tears that I do weep. Can ye have sense, or do ye prove what crucifixions are in love? So it's really, this is the crux, pun intended, of the piece. So I think really find an ugly color. Find that color when you're driving a nail through flesh, through wood. You know, why do ye sigh and sob from there?
Okay.
Why do ye sigh and sob and keep time with the tears that I do weep? Can ye have sense, or do ye prove what crucifixions are in love? I know ye do, and that's the why ye weep, being sick of love as I.
And it's great because you, although Christophe will have a change of harmony on the fourth beat of the penultimate bar, you can stretch it as long as you want. And that's the why ye weep, being sick of love as I.
Okay.
Yeah, yeah. Try it one more time. I loved what you did on crucifixions this time. Can you have? Can we actually go back to why do you sigh and sob?
Sure.
I want more sigh and more sob, and then also, and keep time with the tears that I do weep. It can be soft and innig, but it should be also. It's like the teardrops, like in Purcell's music for a while.
Yeah.
It's why do you sigh and sob? And then I want more of a parlando, more of an explosion of, can he have sense? You know, it's like, is this tree alive? Is this, or am I mad?
Right.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
Why do ye sigh and sob and keep time with the tears that I do weep? Can ye have sense, or do ye prove what crucifixions are in
Great.
love?
Okay. So can we have Christophe on the middle of the bar after weep? Quite a strong impulse to tears that I do weep. Can ye have sense?
Okay.
Let's try and go there. It's of course in your voice, and it has to be your choice.
Yeah.
But I think this is all theater music. We have to remember that. That if the affect isn't strong enough, then it becomes rather simple, plain music.
Sure.
One more time from Why Do You Sigh and Sob? That was great. I want more sob now.
More.
Yeah.
Okay.
Why do ye sigh and sob and keep time with the tears that I do weep? Can ye have sense, or do ye prove what crucifixions are?
Too sweet. Too sweet. What crucifixions? I want at least that much.
And how?
Yeah.
When should I start sort of decaying that like intensity, or at all?
What crucifixions are in love? It's such an unexpected verse. What crucifixions are upon thee? Maybe it's a tree. What crucifixion? You know, there could be something else, just like Leah's surprising Hilden note. I think to keep the intensity, because you are about to respond to yourself. You know the answer. I know you do. Right? So that's the time to soften, in my opinion.
Yeah.
One more time from Can Ye Have Sense?
Okay.
Can ye have sense, or do ye prove what crucifixions are in love?
Thank you. That was fun.
Thank you so much.
Thank
Yes,
you.
that was so much fun. Thank you.
Merci à tout le monde. This was a wonderful masterclass. Thank you, Jonathan,
Thank
for
you.
all your wonderful advice. Rhetoric, it's all in the rhetoric.
Yeah.